Okay, so I'm going to be breaking down. These are not official plays, but I'm going to be breaking down what's going on in these two NBA games here for today. Today, the first day of the NBA starts July 30th. Okay, I'm going to tell you what's going on, what they're doing, how the line makers are setting these lines. Okay, so we got two games that are moving pretty strong here, right? Now let's get into this Utah New Orleans. Let's break this down. So this line opened up at -1, right? And it's already at 2.5 across the board. Okay, now basketball's bet a little bit differently than baseball. They don't release the money lines until way after the fact, until they know how much money is gonna be bet on the spread. So it's a lot different the way it's structured in compared to the baseball because they release the money lines right away in baseball, but in basketball they rely mostly on the spread. And once they bet the spread, once they get a lot of action on the spread, then that's when they start releasing the money lines, because the money line, the spread actually assists the money line for the bookmakers, the line makers. So if you notice, when they put out this line for the spread, they put it out on June 29th. Yeah, June 29th, they put out the spread, right? And they didn't release the money line. Okay, I just clicked off, but they didn't release the money line until a few days ago. So look at, they put out the money line on July 29th, a month later. They didn't put out the money line on these games because they want to see, I'm giving away a lot of things that I probably should be saying, but they want to see how much money is coming in on the spread so they could either over adjust or under. And that's what they are doing. That it's like you could just figure this stuff out on your own, but you just gotta look at the what's going on with the line history and stuff. But so they found out that, okay, not many people were betting on this game, right? The public, they knew the public wasn't going to get super involved in this Pelicans game. So I'll tell you right now what's happening is they opened the line at 1 and it came down. Okay, so it went to 2. It moved a little bit, and then what happened was it got to 2.5. And then what happened was they brought it all the way back. It looked like what they were doing is they manipulated this line, brought it all the way back. And I know there's some injuries. I think Zion, they were talking about whether he was, I don't know what's going on with him, but there might be some injuries. But what was happening here is they brought this line all the way in reverse, and they reversed the line. So whoever did that got the Pelicans at +1.5, and then they bid it. They pounded it, and now it's at sitting at -2.5. So what this tells me is there was a lot of money coming in on the Pelicans here, but it could be sharp money because what happened was they manipulated this line and then they bet it here. So I can almost tell that right now that a lot of people got the Pelicans at +1.5. A lot of like sharp betters got the Pelicans at +1 or +1.5. And now right now it sits at -2.5. So that's what's going on with that game. Okay. The Pelicans, a lot of sharps uh, took the Pelicans and got it at +1.5. They manipulated the line, and now it's sitting at -2.5 because of all that bet. They bet it once it got to 1.5, and then the books adjusted it, and then now it's sitting at 2.5. All right, so that's what's happening in that game. Now, this game right here, this Laker game, it's all public money. All public money is coming in on the Lakers here. Okay. It's so obvious. It opened up at 1 and it moved to 4.5. Okay. So if you look at the history on it, look what it's doing. Okay, so like I said, they don't release those money lines until they know how much money's coming in. So it went to 4, and look at where the money line is sitting. Look where the opener is. The opener, they put the line out at 165, and it's already got to 190. Okay, so this is all public money here on the Lakers. It opened up at 165. It's already at 188. The line is all over the place. So look at the public right here opened up at, or the line makers opened up at 1, and then it kind of was all over the place, and then it went back, it flipped to +1, and then it came back down to 1.5, and then they started betting the heck out of the Lakers. So then they opened the money line at 165. So there's a lot of public money coming in here on the Lakers here. Lots of public money. So that doesn't mean that the Clippers are going to cover. It just means that there's way too much money coming in on the Lakers, okay? So this game right here is definitely not sharp action coming in, because it tells you right here that this line, it opened up at 165, way too high of a number here at 165. So this is going to be all public action here on the Lakers, and then the Sharps, I believe, took New Orleans at this +1.5. They manipulated the line to get +1.5, and that's where it's sitting right here at -2.5 because of all that money that they placed on it when it got to 1.5. So that's my take on these two games. So I think it's going to be this is a public game right here, and this is a sharp game right here. So the public's going to be on the Lakers, and the Sharps are going to be on New Orleans. So that's going to do it for this video. So comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll be back with some more.